Oh, you're not local. Even better. Mother Miranda's gonna love you.
Hello there, Internet Stranger. My name is Nicholas Lee. The name of the show is I Love Video Games, and today we are talking about everything that I loved, everything that scared me about Resident Evil 8. Let's get into it. 50 points for The Village. I like the design. I love the wintry snow. I love how the sound effects all come together. I love how everything moves and shifts. The village feels alive. It is clearly essential. You go off to go fight one of the lords, you come back, the village has changed. The Duke has something. You got a new key to unlock a new section of the village, to go inside a house, to go get a little thing. Even if it's just one little thing, it's those things that I love. 50 points for The Village. I'll tell you right though, right off the bat, I don't want to be here. I do not want to be here. I don't like it. I do not like living here. I don't want to go into this world, and I don't want to explore it because these things have lichens. Mold-like creatures inside the game have infected the villagers, turning them into lichens. Flesh-eating human monsters. We got druids. We have little bats that are humongous. We have deadly fish. This mold thing is back as it was in Resident Evil 7, but it's back, it's deadlier, it's original. My bird is chirping for some reason and I don't know why. Even the bird's scared and I'm just talking about it. The bird didn't even see me play Resident Evil 8. But 25 points because it was nice to kill the lichens. It was nice to kill something other than a molded creature. Enemies compared to Resident Evil 8 versus Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 8 clearly is the winner here. It has better variety of enemies. Love it. All right, plus 20 for the initial village fight. You know the one I'm talking about. You go into the village, it just starts popping off. You get your little pistol. You're just trying to survive. You're just trying to survive. I like the combat especially because it reminds me a lot of Resident Evil 4. You push in shelves to block certain enemies. You can create a tunnel or a one-way escape. It can also be used against you because the monsters will essentially trap you. There's a little bit of strategy involved, or you can just run around like a jackass and do your best to survive. Take a breather, reload, put some healing items on, make some healing items, and just the initial village attack reminds me a lot of Resident Evil 4. It's just a matter of surviving. Plus 20 for the foreshadowing. You were talking to Mother Miranda and didn't even know it. I like that. Introducing the main villain early on. Well, technically you introduced her way early in the game, but she was in disguise. Here she is again in disguise. You think she's helping you, some sort of mystery. Who is she? What's her motivation? Turns out it's Mother Miranda, and she's trying to screw you over. Plus 10 for finding the survivors. All right, so we have a village. It seems like it's abandoned, but no. There is hope. There are people, living, breathing humans like Ethan Winters that are alive like Ethan Winters. So you go in there. You find out what's going on. One of them is infected, turns into a lichen, starts killing everybody. So another plus 10 points for killing off the survivors. A plus 30 points for the story, the short little story that you have between Elena and her dad. That short little story arc. I thought initially Elena would be the new Ashley. Maybe she helps you. Maybe she, behind the scenes, she finds bullets, guns, and then she finds gold that you can trade into the Duke. Maybe she helps you out some sort of way. Maybe you have to protect her. Maybe she's your companion in this case. No. I mean, she was for a little bit, but essentially, no. She has a heart. She goes back after her dad, who's clearly infected and is killing people. Goes after him, tries to save him, and falls to a fiery pit of death. Tragic. And it sets the tone that Ethan is all alone. Nobody's here to help him except for the Duke. And speaking of the Duke, we have to add in plus 10 points for the Duke himself. We're going to take away 20 points because while the Duke was helping Ethan survive this massacre, I blame everything that happened to Ethan Winters and the Winters family all on Chris Redfield. Out of all the places you put the Winters family, out of all of Eastern Europe, you put this family next to the village where everything originated. The mansion, Spencer, the molded, the T-virus, all traces back to here. What are the odds? You jackass. You couldn't leave them in America. You couldn't just put them in Montana where nothing happens in Montana, or Utah, or one of the Midwest states. The only thing they had to do is survive the tornadoes and the Dust Bowl. That's it. But no, Chris, you gotta be a jackass. You gotta fly them all the way out to Eastern freaking Europe. They're Americans. What the hell are they doing over there? What are they doing, Chris? This is your fault. Plus 40 for the four lords, Lady Dimitris, Donna I don't know how to say her name, Donna Beneviento, Sal, and of course, Heisenberg. I love them all. Great family to be around. It's just that I would not have Thanksgiving with them at all. Minus 20 points because Lady Dimitris Castle, I love her. I love her design. Shout outs to the voice of the model that they used, Helena Mascala. I don't know how to say her name, but Helena that they used to model Lady Dimitris' face over, and then Maggie Robertson who gave the voice to Lady Dimitris, two beautiful women that came together to make the beautiful and gorgeous Lady Dimitris. But 20, I'm going to take away 20 points because she's another stalking monster. How many times have we done this? We have Resident Evil 7, Jack. Resident Evil 3, the remake, we have the Nemesis. Resident Evil 2, we have Mr. X. And Resident Evil 8, we have Lady Dimitris walking all over her castle, hunting you down. This is the fourth game in a row in which a monster is chasing us, stalking us, doing something to us and around us in their environment. Plus 20 for the level design. Okay, let me break it down. So, Lady Dimitris, what I'm talking about by level design is how every single lord's house or every single section felt unique, it felt different. So in the castle where Lady D is, she is stalking us. So we have to avoid her and her three daughters. In Donna's section of the game, we are being haunted. Not hunted, haunted. That place is creepy. And you know why it's creepy? It's everything is in the basement. The creature in the basement. So we are being stalked, we are being haunted, we have to escape from Sal's water kingdom that he's completely just toxified. And then we have to survive Heisenberg. 4 different themes, 4 different feelings, 4 different emotions as I played through the game. Really good level design. It made me feel like it was almost 4 games in one, but it all worked together. Plus 20 for the Heisenberg boss. Not my favorite boss, but I still give it props because we were kind of in a little death machine tank that we had to fight Heisenberg with. And I also like how they explained Heisenberg and how he has his magnetic powers. Really cool stuff. Minus 20 for Donna's boss fight. So after you survive the horrifying basement in her house, her boss fight is probably the weakest in the franchise and the weakest part of the game. It's just a big giant game of hide and seek. And initially I looked up how to fight her or how to survive her entire section. So initially I thought you're on a time limit and the babies were an instant kill. Upon my second replay, it turns out no, they just affect your health and they give you another shot. In my opinion, it would have been better. Higher stakes, more deadlier game had you don't find her enough times, the dolls kill you instantly. Plus 10 for Sal's boss fight. It was nice seeing him and Lady D. They're both riding creatures. Looks like they're on a giant tank of a fish creature and a dragon. So they're both basically the same fight. So plus 10 for both of their boss fight. Liked it, but it really wasn't my favorite boss fight. Heisenberg boss fight, out of all the boss fights in this game, was the best one. Plus 10 for the Miranda boss fight. However, I'm going to criticize it and say this is not an action game. Capcom Resident Evil 8 is a great game, but it is not an action game. Your Mercenaries mode, with all the perks that you get, made it feel more actiony, made it feel like kind of Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. I say Resident Evil 4 the most. What you did in Mercenaries mode was great. So if we can do Ethan Winters with his abilities, take him out of Mercenaries mode and he can move and shoot like that for the final boss fight, I would have loved it. But everything is slow, it's methodical, every shot counts, every block counts. It just seems to me like the action was up here, but Ethan gets to move very, very slow. And what I really wanted was Ethan to go into Mercenaries mode, Ethan, to match the level of intensity that the Miranda boss fight had. Not really my favorite boss fight. Not a bad boss fight, but it did not wrap up everything, so I'm going to give it to plus 10 points. Minus 30 points for killing Lady Dimitrescu. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm looking at my notes. I have sloppy handwriting. So minus 30 for killing Lady Dimitrescu. I did not like her. Like everybody else, I fell in love with her on the internet. Fell in love with her body, fell in love with her voice, fell in love with the fact that she could kill me, fell in love with the fact that she was 9'6". Please step on me, vampire. Look, don't call me a stupid little man thing. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Anyway, minus 10 for the promotion art on Capcom. Look, you're promoting Resident Evil 8. And the first trailer you show is Chris killing Mia Winters. Oh no, Chris has gone bad. In the promotion art, you have Chris half of Chris, and then he's a werewolf. We didn't know he was a Lycan at the point. And we don't know what it was. We didn't know what the creature was. So your promotion in this game made it seem like, hey, Chris is going to be against you. No, he's not. In fact, he's on your side. He's just being super secret agent, BSAA, double agent kinda-ish. He's trying his best to invoke his Ada Wong, but it's not really working. He comes off more like a dick. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way Chris was promoted in the artwork. It definitely affected the game because you go in thinking like, Chris, what is wrong with you? You just killed my wife. Now I have to kick you. I have to kick your ass, Chris. You can't just shoot my wife. That's an ass whipping. We gotta fight. Oh, but I'm on your side, and also that really wasn't your wife. Ethan didn't know that. We didn't know that as a player. So going into this, have a mindset of, Chris, you gotta die. Nope, just all one big fake out. I didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. Plus 50 points for the sound design. Every crunch that Ethan takes in the snow, loved it. Every boom, every weird creature growl, every bird flapping off in the distance, the way the guns sounded, how they all sounded differently, the way the grenades sounded, every creature with, it had a unique sound design to it, and it scared the ever-living daylights out of me. 100 points for Donna's Basement. And you know why? Scariest part of the game. Legit, I had to stop playing the game for at least 48 hours. 46 hours. I had to stop playing the game for 48 hours because I was legitimately scared. I had to look up a non-spoiler walkthrough. I did my best to memorize the walkthrough. I looked up a YouTube non-spoiler walkthrough where they just showed you, hey, this is the route you need to take, this is what you need to do, and this is what you need to get, this is where everything is. I seriously memorized it to the best of my ability because the creature that I saw terrified me. And this goes back to the sound design. The way it sounded. I wonder if they legitimately got a baby to make goo goo gaga mama dada noises into a microphone, then went into some sound program and distorted that. 100 points for the Ethan Winters art. It's over. Ethan Winters, you were never alive. You died in Resident Evil 7. You were never truly alive. You were never truly human. You are a molded creature. And the way that's written, the way it's delivered, the way it's done, the way it's Mia telling Chris, oh, actually I have to tell you something about my husband. You don't know this, but I do. The way it's delivered, the way Ethan dies, the way we figure out, hey, people are attacking your hand and you just put in some medical juice that's not FDA approved, that definitely wouldn't be passed here in America. That's a no-no juice. You can't be taking that. Genuine surprise, plus 100 points. 150 points. Because as the story ends, I'm not even joking, it's like we figure out the deal with the hand. Why is everybody always attacking his hand? His poor little hand, Ethan's hand. It takes a beating. It genuinely takes a beating, but it does. The way Resident Evil 8 wraps up, it offers the question of, hey, what's next? Right? What's next? Ethan is dead. Where do we go from here? Do we pick up as Rose Winters? Do we pick up as Mia Winters? Do we do Chris in first person? Because they've done that before in Resident Evil 7 DLC. So do we do it Chris? Is he going after whoever it is? Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, they had the isometric view. 4, 5, and 6, third person action game. 7, 8, first person game. I suspect Resident Evil 9 is going to be a first person game as well. But who do we play as? And what are we doing? What are we chasing? What are we surviving from? I don't want another stalking creature, but these questions, they do end the arc of Ethan Winters, but the way the game ends, it just adds more. That adds more questions. It adds more hype to Resident Evil 9. So total in all, 675 points to Resident Evil 8. That was everything that I loved about it. Scared the shit out of me. What did you love about it? What did you hate about it? Put it all in the comments. Was the game glitched? This game is not Cyberpunk, so there was not, the glitches were not abundant. I don't think I encountered a single glitch in my playthrough, and I was playing on Stadia. Nothing, but if you encountered a glitch, of course, I love seeing that stuff. Let me know what you encountered, or if you can show me, post it all in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, blah, 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 blah. Thank you so much, Internet Stranger, for watching. That has been Resident Evil 8 and everything that I loved about it. Bye.
I see. Anything else? What are you buying? Just something an old friend of mine used to say.